Hey, I would like to welcome you again to Horde Mastering. Well, it's not really Horde Mastering because I usually show painted armies and this one is not. But I just thought to myself, like I bought this book like some time ago. Gloomspite Gitz. I just played like 2 tryouts and really wasn't doing much, like painting a bit of this, a bit of that, and not really moving in any direction. And my friend just recently returned to AOS and he asked me if we can play like a 500 points game. I said, yeah, sure. Well, therefore I put everything I have on a table. I'm going to prepare the 500 list and then I'm going to move forward with like a 1000 list and so on. So yeah, I thought I will show you some interesting things from this army. Not all of it because it's not ready to be presented since it's not painted. But you know, a few interesting points. So yeah, let's get to it. These are very important historically miniatures for me, since these are first miniatures that I painted like whole unit, all of them, you know, with the bases and everything. Before then, I had my army of orcs and goblins for Warhammer Fantasy Battles was like, you know, just patched painted, like, you know, few orcs painted, 1 troll painted, few goblins painted. Yeah, it wasn't looking good, and at one point I just looked at it and thought to myself, God damn it, I need to start painting it. So I took the goblins and I just like painted them all. It was glorious, and I learned that it's doable, and since then I'm like painting my stuff. Yeah, so these are very important indeed. So these are the same miniatures again, although they are put on movement trays, which make them a bit Age of Sigmarish, I think. Because I thought to myself, no way I'm going to tear my little goblins from their square bases. So I found those on Thingiverse and I printed them, and they are, adjusted for square bases because they have like a little notches, so the square bases fit into those circles, and they look really nice. There was a space for some grass and stuff, and I really think they look nice now. Well, here is a bunch of another special miniatures. These are like previous plastic fanatics, and I honestly think these are the ugliest miniatures GW ever made. Well, maybe not the ugliest, but well, still the ugliest I possess in my collection. The detail is scarce. The posing is like, I don't know, it brings nothing new when compared to their metal predecessors, and the metal predecessors were really pretty. You know, these are like horrible. You can't tell what some things are. They have like attached stuff to their robes. I think these are like bags and knives in some cases, but they look so bad. The detail is like blurry, and they are just horrible. I really don't like them. The only thing the only way they differ from the metal predecessors is that the chains and ropes are longer. The chains themselves are so ugly in some spots. They don't look. These are not chains. They look like some discs. Well, I don't know. Well, still, I do have them, so I decided to use them. So I rebased them, and they were sort of like partially painted, but I finished them, and well, I left the way they were. This yellow and red robes, I think this is a cool idea. Or maybe I read somewhere about this. These are like, you know, sacrificial robes for these special dudes that are going to sacrifice themselves while killing the enemy. Okay, and here is my first unit made and painted for Age of Sigmar, actually. These are the new miniatures, Boing Bounders. Well, if you don't know, this is a version of the Squeak Hoppers. These are just like a heavier version, like knights on jumping tomatoes. Well, very nice miniatures, very nice to paint. Although, you know, my scheme is not very complicated. I do think though that the camera flattens it a bit, but still, I highly recommend those for everyone who plays, not only Age of Sigmar. I suppose you can use them in like the 9th Age if you manage to rank them, and certainly you can use them in a Kings of War. Well, again, very nice miniatures. I do plan on painting more, actually. And this is Skarsnik with Goblin. Now it's only Lumbos with the giant squig, and he's missing his Moon Proda. And reason for this is that at some point I was really speed painting him in order to take him to a certain age of Sigmar, very early age of Sigmar tournament, and I couldn't find the bloody thing. So instead of I took an arm from the Goblin Boss plastic kit. I mean, it's a metal part, and well, it fits rather well. Although I keep forgetting that he can actually shoot from that product, so I may, you know, redo it. I mean, I found the product, of course, later on, so I'm thinking of you know, putting it where it belongs. Well, it's a nice miniature. This is a metal version, so if you lose a game, you can throw this at your opponent and hurt him. Yeah. Well, at some point, this boss with the squeak was a killer. I mean, you could do like a combo with him, and I remember at one time he took like a whole Kurana unit in one go. Very nice dude. And here, well, lady, Trogot Hag. You know, well, unfinished. I only finished the base. Yeah, almost. And yeah, I hope to finish her like rather sooner than later, because I really want to use her in a game. Well, yeah. Well, you guys, you know, keep in touch, and I'll let you know. Right? Yeah. Well, for the moment, she looks like that. Well, here is a mystery box that you could see like in, at the beginning. So what's in it? Yeah, this is a miniature I always wanted to have since first I laid my eyes on it. I was looking for a reason to buy it, and well, it's a Throg. I believe his name was the Chaos Troll King. Yeah, it's a beautiful miniature. I really love it, and now I'm planning on painting him and using him as a Dankhold Throg boss. He will fit perfectly, I think. And the last but not least, I suppose, is this contraption. You know, I have this little obsession of you know, utilizing stuff. So you can see this is the little plastic. I mean, the thing on the top is a plastic thing from the kit, the Battle of the School Pass, right? And I just thought to myself, damn, I need to use it as this instead of this new plastic terrain from Gloomspite Gitz. I mean, I have nothing against this terrain. I think it's rather beautiful, but well, since I do have this thing, I am planning on using it. So I cut the shape of the of it so it you know, the dimensions are the same, and I'm planning on, you know, dressing it up as a cave with mushrooms and stuff. Well, we'll see. Hopefully it will look good, and then I will use it. If not, I will dump it. And now a little treat at the end, I hope. Well, this is the little battle I mentioned, the 500 points. We agreed on, well, you know, the only problem was that when we decided to play, this friend of mine told me that he's going to be using like a skeletons and zombies and some necromancer. So I prepared this little list, like a debuffed list, and yeah, this is what it was destined to fight with. Unfortunately, my friend didn't make it with the painting of the skeletons, and he said, okay, I'm gonna use Archon the Black. So yeah, my list was not really tailored to fight this guy. Yeah, well, but still, I said, yeah, okay, sure, I mean, let's roll some dice. It was like for him to really remember how this game moves. So yeah, we decided to go on with it, and this is how it looked. So yeah, this is like an initial setup on the small table. This is like a variation of the Knife of the Heart. Those two skulls are actually objectives. So we started like away from those objectives, and well, obviously this is like in a scenario. Then if you take the starting turn 3, if you take your opponent's objective, you just win. Yeah, so this is his Archon with the 20 ghouls. I mean, 2 times 10. And here are my guys, actually, after moving a bit. Like I said, it's like a debuffed list. There's obviously there are guys with nets. The boss is like a -1 to hit. So if he's amongst the nets, he's -2 to hit. And there is a shaman with this. I don't remember the name of the item, but if anything is 3-inch range, and it's yet another -1 to hit. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, I moved my jumping tomatoes toward Arkan. I was hoping to get a charge on him, and the rest of the guys just moved toward my objective. And then you can see that the road was being blocked by the ghouls. Here are the ghouls actually advancing. So yeah, the fight was imminent between my group and the ghouls, well, they didn't stand really a chance. Like, they were trying to hit my dudes, and they were like -2 to hit. So yeah, they didn't do anything. I believe they didn't kill not even one goblin, and I didn't do really good actually, because I killed like just a couple of them. And here is my boingwood bounders preparing to attack the Archon. You know, I was hoping for those to get a few mortal wounds on him. Well, unfortunately, I failed the charge. I tried to re-roll it, but I failed it again, and well, in the end, Archon charged me, and he killed 2 of my tomatoes and put 1 wound on yet another. So yeah, this was not so great actually. And then of course I tried to retaliate, but I did very little, like 3 wounds or something, and the guy, like, after the combat he heals like 3 or 2, so I don't remember, but yeah, it was like nothing. It was like nothing. And then my opponent decided to actually move the second group of ghouls away from me and toward his objective. Because here simply I was actually winning, and here you can see that I actually moved everyone out of the combat. You can see my Boingwood Bounders. I escaped with them, rolling like insanely high, so they're good at fleeing. Well, obviously, these are goblins after all. And I wanted to, you know, jump the Archon with everything I have. Meanwhile, this little group of my squeaks attacked the zombies, because I thought that it's going to be enough to kill them. And here is the fight between Archon and my goblins. Well, the goblins are not doing very great, as you can see, but they are, you know, they did like a couple of wounds, yeah. And then I jumped, like, you know, my tomatoes at him, and you can see that he's got like already 6 wounds on him. So yeah, it was going rather well. I killed the ghouls with my squeak herd, and I was planning to attack the squeak. I mean, I was planning to attack the Arkham with the squeaks as well, but then it was like a turn 4. And my opponent, you know, decided, I mean, rightly so, that he's going to leave this combat, and he left it. And well, he went straight for my objective, and well, since there was no one there, he just took it, and it was the end. Yeah, well, like I said, it's like a silly game. It was played in the purpose of actually relearning the rules for my friend, and yeah, but it, you know, we did like a pretty table, I think, and you know, some pictures, and it was enjoyable and funny. So yeah, next game is going to be like 1,000 points, already preparing for it, so stay tuned. And yeah, this battle report will be on my channel, well, soon, I suppose. And this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. So thank you if you watched till the end. Please remember to subscribe and to like. And well, till the next time. Cheers.